If you can't do it the first time, just keep going at it till you do. Right, let's get you in shot.
Or you can
Now,
do you know you can share it?
Well, you can share it if you like, but if you keep stopping me doing stuff, we're going to run out of time, aren't
No,
we?
you can share it now.
Well, if you want to share it, go ahead.
I'm just saying.
This is my grandson Zayn, and if you're wondering where my control genes went, they went into this one right here next to me. Can you get in the camera shot?
Yes, I'm in the camera shot.
Right. We're having an impromptu live today, and we're going to talk about our Zayn's strange experiences. There we go. And his dreams. So, do you want to tell him how old you are?
I'm 10 to 11 this year.
Right, so which one do you want to tell me about first? The dream or studying his orbs?
The R's right. So.
Slow down when you speak.
Okay.
No pikey talk.
Right. So we're sat on the pathway, like near some trees, and then we see it looks like a light kind of, like into like this forest path where like it's fenced off and it kind of looks like a light. And then when we look at it, it looks like it was moving, and we just thought it was some guy maybe exploring. Then it was like greenish, and then it just disappeared, and we just got creeped out by it and we left.
So it's just like kind of floating around?
Yeah, it was just like that floating around near the fenced off area.
That could be energy of some kind. Is that the same place where the kid going to school saw the UFO? Remember when he was really young? And there was a lad in your school, and he was walking across City Walk, and he saw a weird. I think it was near the marina, and he saw a weird thing. But I think the first weird thing you saw was the button-eyed gnome.
Oh, that gnome, man.
Well, as you know, I've been working with those two young boys, aren't I? The boys that live in where the activities on. You have to sit back or you'll keep kicking it. And I think that there's a spirit of a young boy out there who's trying to look for someone. But you tell them about.
The gnome.
Yeah.
So I'm like 5. I'm just sat here, just spamming my man's camera, and then when I looked through it, there was like one, and it was like a gnome with like button eyes. It was like sold. Then I looked, and I was just like amazed how it wasn't there, but on the picture it was, and I just kept looking at it, and I just remember it for this day.
So like you're looking through the device, and you can see it on the device, but it's not there.
Yeah.
Oh, what did he look like?
It was like it had like red boots. It was like it had a like black button eye. It had a belt on, and it had. What did they wear? Like them weird blue overalls. I had like a blue overalls, and then like it had a green hat. And
his eyes were made of buttons.
Yeah.
Oh, that's creepy, that, isn't it? And if you remember, I went in your room, didn't I, at that time when we closed everything. He was probably about 3 then when that was going on. But you'd seen like an airy wolf, if you remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a few things in your bedroom, didn't you?
Yeah.
So I made you a besom, didn't I, that we hung up. And I just went in his room. And I told him that he was in charge of what comes in and out, do you remember? Yeah. And they're only allowed to come in and out if he gives them permission. And that kind of calmed it down, didn't it, for a few years? Has anything happened since? Are you trying to read the chat?
Yeah.
I know. We can't see the chat, it's on that side, but we phone's playing up.
Some guy asked what's the topic.
Just having a chat with my grandson about children and the experiences they go through. It was just impromptu. He's down to have his tea. And he said for a while, hadn't you, that you will come on and share some of your experiences. So, is there anything else spooky that's happened to you that you can think of?
I don't know. At the old fart, I can't remember if Grandad told me. I don't know if I was aware of him at the time, but I can just remember him like walking into the room, and then like he just laughed, like laugh what he used to do, and then at the top there was just some big spider. And then that's why Grandad taped it off.
Yeah, he did. He went in and did it for you. But Grandad Tommy loved you. He was his favourite boy in the world. So if he was going to come back and see anyone, it'd be you, wouldn't it? Yeah. What do you used to say every time he walks in the door?
I think that was something like lad or something.
Here's me lad.
Yeah, that was
Here's me lad. Is that my lad? Is that my boy? Yeah. He probably sat there on the end of the couch with us talking now. But you've been having some weird dreams, haven't you, that have been coming true? Do you want me to tell me the one about the Xbox?
Yeah. So I had a dream where my phone was on the floor. I picked it up and like he was just asking me to come on. My friend was asking me to come on the game with like loads of people around on FIFA and that. And I was just like, alright, I'll think about it. Then I woke up and was like, oh, it's just a dream. And then I looked on my phone. It was like 2 missed calls from him, and he said the exact same things. I just couldn't believe it.
No, I know. It's weird, isn't it? When I was a kid, we went on a school trip to Tatton. Oh, hall. It's like this big posh place where the like royalty used to live. And I was a bit bored, I'll be honest. And we were wandering around, and I thought, oh, we've got to go in that red room next. And I thought, that was a weird thought, because we'd not been in there. I'd never been there before in my life. And we walked in, and the room was completely red. All the walls were painted scarlet. And I thought, how did I know it was going to be past me my juice? How did I know it was going to be red? And then there's another thing called deja vu. Have you heard of that?
So I experienced the same thing. We've had that a lot. Yeah.
And you think, that's just happened, you know, that's normal. That's quite normal for kids, I think. So I'm going to see if I can get to the chat for you, because you're dying to know what they're saying. Let me see.
No, I can read it.
Can you see it? I can't read
it. That one says Jojo with black hair.
Oh, that's our Jojo. That's our admin.
That one said afternoon.
Yeah, they're in. Jojo, I send Jojo pictures of the new dog. Tommy Tyson. Yeah, it's a bit naughty, isn't it?
Oh, I should have brought him for the live.
She's brought him for the live. But yeah, we don't get to do any lives, me and you together, do we? Do you remember when you was little and I lived in the old house and I used to take you down to that big field to pick blackberries? And you and Charlie went down there one day and had that weird language.
Oh, so one time, me and Charlie, we found a burnt out car and we just wanted to explore it, so we went back. Then, like, I can't remember what language it was, like, it felt like gibberish. They were just like doing stuff, and it sounded like they were praising something, kind of. So then we ran off.
Right. Well, you was about 5 then. Yeah. Me and you used to go down there and play in that big puddle, do you remember?
Yeah.
And we was out shooting one day with Grandad, and these kids come up to us, and they wanted to borrow the gun, and Grandad said he couldn't do that. You were shooting, but he couldn't let the kids have it. So about 2 weeks after, I dropped you off at home, and I'm coming back in my car with Grandad. And as we turned down near the field, them two same kids come running out shouting, "Hey, missus, there's a bear in here." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And they're like, "There's a bear, we've just seen a bear." Well, do you remember Kay, the neighbour who had
she got lost, didn't she? She got lost on some...
Yeah, and you can't get lost down there, can you? It's impossible. And she was walking the dog down there, and just suddenly, she didn't know where she was. She said everything kind of changed, and Luna looked like she was this huge wolf. And she couldn't find Layla, and she was panicking, like really, really panicking. And I went down there. Layla had gone out with the dogs down there, and she found this weird, like, structure. Do you remember? She filmed it for me. And it was right on the back near the farm. And I went down with my friend, and we got lost down there, and I walked them fields for 25 years, and I couldn't find my way back home. It was really strange. There's something about that land, isn't there? Layla had the same thing when she was... So explain now, he's 10, Layla's 18, so there's a big age gap between them. When Layla was about 5 or 6, she was in the same place where you heard the chattering, and she come up and she was really upset because she said that and my other daughter, Erica, and her friend had hid in the bushes and thrown stones at her. And I said, they're upstairs in the bedroom, they've not been there. And she was like, she was walking through where we used to pick the blackberries. And she said something, threw a stone at her from the right-hand side, and as she kept walking, it threw a stone at her from the left-hand side, and she thought it was Erica and her mates ambushing her, and there was nobody out there in the fields.
That's creepy.
But how does it make you feel knowing that other people have had to say, yeah, it's a bit better, isn't it? It's not just you, is it? So what do you want to tell them about? You got any more creepy stuff?
Well, one time I was on the field with Charlie. We was like walking, so it was like this abandoned bit. And then when we was walking, it was like when we got there, it was just we kind of just sat there for a bit and just looked at it, because it was like kind of abandoned skate park. And then when we started walking back, like there was like a left path, but Charlie was like, "Where'd that left path go?" I was like, "There wasn't a left path," and he was like, "There was." I think that's the path where we came from. And it was like, it still looked like there was a turn, but it was just straight. It just went. Yeah,
it did it on me. Grandad used to take me out there, and the path used to just go right straight, didn't it, like that? Never ever changed. And I went down there one day, and the path wasn't there, and it was like an oak tree had been pulled over, and it was still green, and I had to walk around the path, and there was an oak tree on the other side as well, pulled over, so like that bit of the path had been blocked off. And it's still the same to this day, innit? You have to walk around now. Yeah. And it wasn't like done by the parkies or anybody had asked them to do it. I used to go down there and get a lot of nuts and stuff, didn't we? We had to forage down there, didn't we? I've been there for ages. We were into some amazing woodlands, me and you, though, aren't we? Yeah. I think, where would you play? I guess your favourite would be...
The camping.
Yeah, the camping ones. What I meant close to home would be, you like Roddleswift, don't you? The one where... the big waterfalls there and the troll bridges. Yeah, we find iron there all the time, don't we? To get rid of trolls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I found, no, do you remember that big rock what I had? I remember, like, when I was moving my stuff, I dropped it, and when it split open, like, all of it was iron.
Yeah, just loads of iron inside.
I didn't realise.
But it keeps like bad goblins and things like that away. So you've got loads of that, haven't you?
Yeah.
And then I got you them magstones, didn't I, with the holes in. Do you remember? I got you some of them as well. So like you're well protected, and your Layla has crystals everywhere in the eye, didn't you?
What's it, demons and that?
She got demons in that.
Yeah.
Shit. Oh, I'll have to get her on next week.
She has some weird cards, like the sun card and all that. She has, like,
them demon cards are called tarot cards, sweetheart. Yeah. But yeah, they're all a bit like me, aren't you? The thing, and you're probably always going to have weird stuff happen, and just accept it. Do your mates, do your friends talk about stuff like that?
Well, me and Casey once saw a UFO.
Yeah.
It looked like it. It just looked like, oh, nah, I tell you.
I can't even see your beautiful eyes.
It just loud. No, what is it? So, yeah, so we looked up and it's like a circle with just green lights around it. Me and Casey were like, check that plane, that looks creepy, that. And then as we looked at it, like it just went black.
It just went?
Yeah, it just went black, and I was just like, where'd that plane go? Casey was like, I reckon it crashed, and I went, I reckon it was a UFO, because like, it just went black. It was just weird. I was
with Grandad. You know where we got what me and you call the beach, the rocky bit, when we got that big, massive loads of water coming down. I was up there with Grandad one night, and you know, like the bridge that you have to drive over. You can't get two cars down it, can you?
Bulls Bridge.
Yeah, the thingy bridge where we go. So we're on that end, and there's a car pulled up, and it's like the same colour as this. And me and Grandad look at it, and Mark says, "Oh, I'll have to get in the car and move so it can go past me." And we both get in the car, and as we look, it had gone.
What, the car?
Yeah. And there's no way it can drive past you. And if it couldn't have turned around, 'cause you can't turn around on that bridge, can you? It's like a one-car bridge, and it wasn't there.
What the car looked like? Was it
like a normal car, not like an old-fashioned ghosty car or anything like that?
Was it
like a Corsa or?
Was it like a big bulky one?
No. Like you remember me red Suzuki? The red one I had before I got this one. It like that, but just a small family car. And it went night time. It was about 7 o'clock, and it was summer, so you could. Mark just went, "Oh shit, we'll have to move," and I looked and I went, "Yeah, we better get in the car and back out." And that was the plan, was to get in the car, and Grandad were going to back out and let them pass, and then we'd go. And when we got in the car and looked, it had just vanished, like completely vanished.
One's been timed out.
Oh, that'll be a troll. We get a lot of trolls.
Australia.
Yeah, they're just getting up then, that's why. It's probably got up in a bad mood. You might see the odd pikey comment and Jippo comment, we get that as well. Yeah. There's one channel called Gypsy Rose Lee, Celebrity to the Stars. Yeah, who likes to have a go at us about our heritage. Yeah. And she calls herself Gypsy Rose Lee. Is she entitled to do that? I don't think she is she? I bet she's from a council flat in Wigan. But yeah, let's gloss over that one, son. So, I think we'll wait until Mum comes back. We'll stay on for a bit, won't we, until Mum comes back, and then Mark's just nipped around.
And how about you share your experiences too?
Now you're putting me on the spot. Shall I tell you about that rock monster when I was a kid in my bedroom?
What's that?
I was about 2 or 3, and I was with Nana Lil and Grandad Tommy. And they used to put me to bed in my bedroom. He's gone for toffee or crisp, I guarantee it. And like, my mum and dad would go back in the living room, and as soon as the light went down, there was an hole in the, well, it wasn't really an hole in the wall, it just used to come out of the wall at the side. Yeah. And
like when it's like a fire pit usually, and it like comes out.
Yeah, it was just like it was my normal bedroom wall, and my bed would be here, yeah. And then like, because we were poor then, this flat was only small, and this thing had just like emerged from out of the wall. I don't even know how to describe it. And it looked like it was made of like rocks and granite, and it'd like click and clack as it moved. Oh, it was horrible. And it used to jump down onto my bed, and I'd like scream and hide under my blanket. You're going to try and pull one up for me? I'd scream and hide under my blanket, and it'd go. And this voice used to say to me in my head, "Don't be scared of it. Just like shrink it down." But I was only little. I was only a toddler. And then that stayed around till I was about 6 or 7. But there used to be these other things. They were like, I don't know, like wolves or something like that. And they used to bite my feet when I were in bed and bite my legs. And I'd cry, and my mum would come in and I'd tell her, and she'd say, oh, it's just growing pains and stuff. But it wasn't. And then as I learned not to be scared of them, they'd get worse. So like they change their appearance and get even worse. But when Nana took me to the sleep clinic, it kind of stopped then. I don't know. If they said there was something wrong with the theta waves in my brain or something.
I can't find it. It was like a rock monster from
Yeah,
the
it was like there's a film that Grandad watches, like it might be a Marvel or a comic one, and he looks like he's made out of rock. Do you know the one I mean? And it looked like that, but grey. It was like this grey colour, like the rocks up on Winter Earth, on the moor.
Like the rocky guy from Marvel who looks like brown.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, but if he was made of the rocks from near the quarry, like that grey, granity colour, and he'd come out of the wall and jump down on my bed, and then I learned how to shrink him down dead small and explode him.
What?
In my mind, yeah, and in my mind, I'd think about him getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and then I'd explode him.
Wow.
And then it kind of got better for me. And in a way, it felt like, now I'm old, it feels like I was training.
All them weird shadow things that you've been seeing? Our ones been seeing.
How many times have I screamed out loud? People must think my husband murders me. I haven't had one now for about a month. I wake up, really, and there's something like say you want me asleep, right? Just let out of sleep. I wake up and it's there like that, but on this side. But it looks like, you know, when Spider-Man does that squat down, and he's that shape. So he's like that shape, but he's all brown, like brown and smoky, and he's not Spider-Man. And I don't know if he's there to scare me, or he stood there watching over me. Because you remember when I had my appendix, I had to go in hospital and have my appendix out of my belly.
Yeah.
I'd been ill for months. It was like, I'd started being ill in the June. And it was probably, I'd had like 3 tattoos, so it must have been about a year after. And I still dead ill. And I woke up and he was at the side of my bed. And he was there was like this black smoke coming between the two of us. And I don't know if he was putting something in me or pulling something out of me. And the next morning I woke up and I couldn't move. My side was so bad, and Granddad took me to hospital and my appendix had burst. And they said if he hadn't got me there, I'd have died.
What's an appendix again?
You don't really need them. You used to have them. I'm not great at anatomy, but I think you had them when we used to eat raw meat or something. So it's on the end of the intestine. It's only about this big. But if it gets infected, you can die.
Oh.
Yeah. So, and it'd split and it'd give me like an infection called peritonitis. So I don't know if he put that in me or he was trying to get it out of me.
That's weird.
Yeah. But the weirdest one was when Roy knew we were there before I saw him.
Oh yeah, you told me about it.
Yeah, the doctors have always said it's when I was a kid they called it night terrors, and then when I was in my 20s they said it was stress, and then as I got older and older they just give it different names, yeah, and now they call it night terrors again. And I don't wake up frightened, I wake up fighting. So like sometimes like I'll hit Grandad. I don't know, it sounds funny but it's not. I love him, I'd never hurt him. But some nights I wake up and I'm like ready to drill him. Yeah. So I went to the obviously so I go to the doctor and I say I can't sleep at night, never sleep. I'm up till 3 in the morning, and then I'm waiting then for my husband to wake up at like 5 or 6 in the morning so I never sleep. You don't sleep, yeah? Never. Layla's the same. Layla never slept. My mum never sleeps. Yeah, it's just something to do with our family. It's like me watching it. Look at me watch. Yeah. What number's it on? 6 minutes past 6. That was Nana Bingo's watch.
Wow.
And because she was like me, and when I put a new watch on, the electric affects it and it breaks. So people say, why do you wear that gold watch even though it don't work? Well, it was my grandmother's watch for one. And for two, my gran couldn't wear a watch. It just used to, it'll do like mine, it'll spin or it'll break. And there's no electric in watches like these. That's to wind it up, that little thing there.
That's weird.
So there's no electric in it. So your body electric shouldn't affect it. But it does.
I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's Armand.
A lot of them are tags, they're like gamer tags and stuff.
Like Armand said good afternoon.
Good afternoon to everyone. We haven't looked in the chat because we've said for so long, haven't we, that me and you are going to do a live together. And it's normally really noisy in here.
Someone said hearts to you.
Sit down. When the kids are in, it's really noisy. So we wait Mum and Mark went out, didn't they? So it was like, right, Grandad's gone out, let's just do a quick live now together. But like, I didn't know I got your lollies, I thought I just got your cheese. But yeah, that's what we do. You're going to do a Saturday night one with me, aren't you?
Yeah.
Said? So he's my new digital editor now, aren't you?
Yeah.
Do you want to say thank you to all them nice people who said stuff to you?
Thank you.
You didn't know, did you? You didn't know
No.
that people had said it. I must be getting mad. I'm coughing. But yeah, I showed you before when you come in, didn't I?
Yeah, I thought it was just one of them logos that you're going to brush off, like, I'll use that in the future.
No. I thought it was really good. You don't realise how hard live stream is on this side. You can't put your feet near anything, can you? You've got to keep your feet in one spot. You've got to concentrate, not on the middle of the camera, always where where your photograph thing is. Because if you look centre screen, you look a bit cross-eyed.
Who's Jojo?
Jojo's our admin, Jojo Weeks.
Who's that Dobby sock person?
That's Linda. The name, I think it was Linda's son's account. Yeah, so that's how she ended up with Dobby Stock. You know Linda, I went on holiday with her to Wales. Yeah, but I have a lot of people online that I know, don't I? And you do know him. They've watched you grow up for me and the baby, haven't they? I think most of them remember when you were born as well. Yeah, I worked it out the other day. I started on YouTube in 2005.
What?
So in 1 year, that's 20 years. But I didn't have my real name then.
Are you okay now?
Yeah, just coughing. I didn't have my real name then. I was Debbie Wildman back then. So I was dead embarrassed about people finding out about that thing. I took you to that park. I don't know where I saw that thing.
I saw that. That's the whole reason why I started it.
Yeah, it's the whole reason why I started it, isn't it? People say to me, do your kids know about it? I'm like, yeah, of course they do. I don't know. I should have gone to school that day, shouldn't I? Yeah. But you know, like you're clever, aren't you? And your birthday's right at the end of the year. So when you go into school, you're basically 10 months older than everyone else in your class. So because I've already done the lessons at home, and I was a year in front at school. So you do that, and then you get bored, don't you? Because you've got to sit there and let your mates learn it, and then you're like, oh, I'm not going in. And I want your age. I was 15, so I was leaving then to go and work anyway. Because back then, you had to pay if you wanted your kids to go to college or uni, and my mum and I couldn't afford it. So I knew I was leaving school and going to work. And I'd already done my exams, and it was just that period where they just used to roll the telly. And you'd sit there and watch some boring things. So I was like, I'm not going in. I'm not going. So I'm not saying that you should wag it. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not doing that. I'm just saying, if I hadn't done that day, I wouldn't have seen it. But a lot of people think seeing that is why I have the night terrors. Do you get what I mean? But it's not. They started when I was a baby.
I was going to say that wouldn't make sense.
It don't make sense, does it? And like the weird things I used to see in my room. That was 12 years before I saw him in the park. You'll hurt your teeth doing that.
No, I'm just trying to pull the stick out of it.
Kojak. What was your Kojak? Alyssa Vallis, you won't remember who that is, you. But yeah, like Grandad Jed would take us out and we'd go on to horse fairs and stuff like that, and he'd teach us what plants to get and everything. And he used to tell you stories about like the little folk, you know, that lived in the woodlands and stuff. And you just think it's your granddad, don't you, telling you stories like Grandad Mark does. But now I wish I'd listened more. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
I really wish I'd listened more.
What was Grandad's told me a story about seeing like some big werewolf with like yellow eyes?
It was, to go to the park, there was two ways. You could go up to the top bit where we go in with the car. Yeah. But if you wanted to visit the swings, you'd have to go in the bottom way. And it was like an old Victorian entry. Have you done it?
I'm going to put it in the bin.
Go and put it in the bin. It looked like something out of like a horror movie in the Victorian days. It was just this brick winding entry that went high up. So it was like stairs and everything. But they were on old stone stairs, so they were that worn out, they had a dip in them. And it was called the dog entry. And nobody ever knew why it was called that. And one night, Gran used to have a working man's club there called Ambassador Club. And Granny were coming out of there, he'd been playing poker. And Nana Lil wouldn't let him smoke cigars in the house. So he'd stand outside and have a cigar and then walk home. And he said he was stood there having his cigar and he turned and he said he'd just seen this big, thick, muscular dog. And he went, Debbie, it wasn't like an Alsatian or a German Shepherd. It was huge and it had bright yellow eyes. And it just kind of lowered itself across the road from him and growled really, really low. And my dad, because my dad was used to dogs, wasn't he? So he said I didn't do anything. I just stood and had this presence and it left. But he said he thought that if it had been a different man, it might have bit him. And it always, he told me that story about 10 times as we were growing up. But he saw a ghost when he went to Boddington. He used to see ghosts all the time.
That is weird.
Yeah, he was working one night and cleaning kegs and stuff like that. And he said there was an old man sat at the table. And he said to him, "You all right, mate? Have you not got..." And he said he looked dead sad and that. And my dad said to him, "You're all right, mate? You've not got the problems on your shoulders or something." And he said he just vanished in front of him. Just gone.
That is weird.
It is, but it could have been one of our workers. I think it was a workhouse at one time, like where they used to put the poor people and stuff. So it could be something to do with that, couldn't it? But yeah, do you want to wrap up now? And then he's had enough, hasn't he? But yeah, I'll read the comments back when we finished, and if you want to drop me a comment in the comment section, we'll definitely answer. Don't do that. Hold on, me vertigo.
You can turn it. There, you can read them now.
And you, let me have a read of them quick. Oh, it's Mimi. I know Mimi.
I'm still here.
He's still there. He's there in the corner by himself. Right, we're going to get going and we'll see you another time, won't we?
Yeah.
Night, everyone. That was good, that.
Nanny.
Do it.